The following is a Richey on Sports production.
With turbulent off-field issues in every direction, the Saints have got back to work on the field.
What's happened to this football team is unprecedented, but our players know exactly what we're up against. Our coaches know exactly what we're up against. This is going to be a challenge.
So as the Saints get ready for the season, taking a break for the summer to prepare for training camp, we go to work. It's a special Saints off-season wrap-up show. From the place where you can find a party every day of the year, in the heart of the French Quarter, we're on Bourbon Street, specifically 615 Bourbon Street at Turtle Bay, where locals and tourists alike converge to let the good times roll. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eric Richey alongside former Saint quarterback John Fourcade. We're on Bourbon Street inside Turtle Bay Bourbon, where for the next 30 minutes, we will break down an unprecedented off-season for the black and gold with analysis, interviews, features. John, there's been so much this off-season, it's hard to figure where to start. Suspensions, appeals, no Drew Brees. In your opinion, what has stood out?
Well, my chin right now stood out. I took one for the team tonight, folks. I did cut myself shaving, let y'all know that. What stood out basically is all the activity going on about this bounty gate, about Drew Brees' contract. Those are two things that have stood out the whole offseason. You've never really had an offseason this year like this for the New Orleans Saints. And even when they won the Super Bowl, their offseason was nothing like this. It's unbelievable the activity that's going on around this town. I've always said months ago, take a lie detector test, guys. And if you pass a lie detector test, it'll show everybody right now. Maybe it's not admissible in court, but this is not a court hearing. And Roger Goodell didn't have to show everything. And I'm just kind of fed up with the whole thing. You know, you don't hear anything from the coaches, but you hear a lot from the players. I understand where the players are going with this. But right now, something has to give with this. It's got to end soon or drag it on out for, the whole season.
The appeal process this week, not only did we see Jonathan Vilma, Anthony Hargrove said that the voice on film was not his voice. Jonathan Vilma, one of 4 players, along with Will Smith and former Saints Scott Fajita and Anthony Hargrove, adamantly denying any involvement. So as if there weren't enough issues the Saints were dealing with already, now injuries, as we found out in this report from the last session the media was allowed in last Wednesday. Couple of surprises in the Saints' 9th of 10 OTA sessions. Starting at quarterback, Chase Daniel held out.
Chase Daniels hit his thumb, his throwing arm thumb on a helmet the other day. We could describe this as a sprain, but there's a little hairline fracture there. So he's not going to be able to throw for probably about the next 2.5 weeks. He'll be ready for training camp. He's fine. There's no surgery involved. He's in a splint. He'll be ready to go. Also, Saints top draft pick, Akeem Hicks, a 3rd rounder out of the University of Regina, breaks his right hand for a 2nd time.
I didn't feel it when it happened, but it got a little bit more swollen, and we went to check on it, and we did some x-rays, and it was broken again, so just had to take care of that one more time, and it's all wrapped up now. We're going to get it healed, get ready for the season.
It was also revealed today that defensive end Greg Romeus suffered an ACL injury in a non-contact drill earlier in the week. That will keep him out 6 to 8 months. So Romeus and Jonathan Vilma will be the only 2 Saints players not physically ready to start camp July 27th. Also at the end of practice today, Joe Vitt called his players around him and sent them off with a message.
What's happened to this football team is unprecedented. And if we're going to do something that's never been done before, we've got to do something that's never been done before this offseason. We've got to come back in the best shape we've ever been in. The commitment's got to be stronger than it's ever been. But our players know exactly what we're up against. Our coaches know exactly what we're up against. This is going to be a challenge, and they know it.
So Greg Romeus, the most serious of the injuries, but certainly Chase Daniel, the most high profile. Throughout your career, I know you've banged your thumb on a few offensive lineman helmets. It hurts, but it's not going to be serious. He'll be ready for training camp.
He should be. And I'm going to show you a thumb injury right there. That thumb is facing east, north, and west. So that's how bad my thumb was. But being a quarterback, when you're throwing the football and you hit a guy's helmet, you can break your thumb. He has a fractured thumb. It doesn't look too bad right now, but it's very painful. Thank God it happened now and didn't happen in July and Drew's not here. Drew should be here. He should be fine, but it's very painful. That's the worst thing a quarterback wants to do is throw a football and hit somebody in the back of the helmet, and it's your player's helmet.
They're telling me in my ear right now we'd keep going, but it's time for a TV timeout. It's time for a TV timeout, brought to you by AMP. your local one-stop shop for all your print, promotional, and marketing needs. Choose local, choose AMP. It's our special Saints off-season wrap-up show. When we return, we'll head out to the Saints complex where we join Paul Bourbon for a report on the big-time new linebackers. With Who Dat's in the house, our show rolls on from Turtle Bay, 615 Bourbon Street, the home of the Turtle. This special Saints off-season wrap-up show is brought to you by Cajun Comfort, electrical air conditioning and heating. What satisfaction is supposed to feel like. And by New Orleans personal injury attorney Gibby Andre, bringing careless to justice. And by Turtle Bay Food and Spirits, 615 Bourbon Street. Come get shell-shocked with the Turtle.
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort, electrical air conditioning and heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
For AC units, it's the
ESA.
Energy Savings Agreement.
You get 2 cleanings a year. Also with that, you get a 15% discount on any repairs you may need, and you get priority service, which to me is the most important thing.
Comfort Club.
Which also includes
EPP.
Electrical Protection Plan.
We go through your panel and check all your breakers, check everything, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of electrical fire in your home.
Comfort Club.
And for your generators,
GMP.
Generator Maintenance Program.
We go through, we change the oil, we change filters. When a storm comes, your generator's up and ready to kick on for you.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating and just ask for
Comfort Club.
Turtle Bay, now at 2 great locations, 615 Bourbon and 1119 Decatur. Get shell-shocked with our super strong concoction, the Turtle. Plenty of high-def TVs inside and in our spacious courtyard. The best Cajun Zydeco music in the French Quarter nightly, featuring Waylon and Jimmy Thibodeau. And don't forget about our great food with huge hand-cut ribeye steaks and fresh half-pound burgers. Get shell-shocked at Turtle Bay.
This family's life would never be the same because of someone else's mistake.
When my dad lost his arm, we didn't know how we'd make it. And then my dad found Gibby. Gibby worked hard and made it possible for us to move on.
The Ritters didn't need slogans or gimmicks. They needed personal experience representation. That's what I do every day, all day. The last thing my clients need to worry about is a crippled financial future. It's my job to see that they don't.
This might be the most talented football team that we've had since we've been here. And now that, the mandate's going to be to put this thing together and move forward.
And that's exactly what we do. Along with John Fourcade, I'm Eric Richey. Moving forward, strong comment from Coach Vitt saying that this might be the most talented team he's had since '06. Strong comments, John.
It's very strong comments, and my comment to that is show us on the football field. Nobody wins it off the paper. Everybody knows how talented this team is. New defensive coordinator. A lot can happen. I want to see what this team can do on the football field for this upcoming season. Win a Super Bowl, and that'll show us how much talent. Without Sean Payton here, that's a lot of talent right there.
One position group, John, that the Saints are truly hoping sees improvement on the field is at linebacker. Let's head out to the Saints complex on Airline Drive in Metairie, where Paul Bourbon has a report on these new linebackers, 3 of which were running with the ones by the time OTAs were over.
Eric, when Steve Spagnuolo was hired as the new defensive coordinator, he brought with him a 4-3 defensive scheme that is reliant on athletic linebackers who can cover. But before he had a chance to even implement that defense, Jonathan Vilma, the team captain, was lost for the season due to his suspension. But even without Vilma, this linebacking group might be better. Even before they knew they would lose Jonathan Vilma to a year-long suspension, the Saints spent the offseason bolstering their linebacking core, adding a trio of 4-year vets, Curtis Lofton, Chris Chamberlain, and David Hawthorne.
Each of those guys, I think, offers something different. Curtis is certainly a prototype Mike linebacker, but I think he can play another spot if he had to. Obviously, Chris Chamberlain I've had a lot of experience with. He can play both outside linebacker spots. And, again, I'm singing the same tune here, but David Hawthorne is another guy that's played Mike. He's played outside. So I guess to wrap it all up, all three guys are pretty versatile.
Lofton could prove to be the key signing of the offseason. He spent the OTAs replacing Jonathan Vilma at middle linebacker. But before he could take Vilma's spot, he had to fit in with a team that he didn't particularly care for.
Been in Atlanta, I hated these guys. And that's the rivalry. You hate each other. And so once I got here and, hanging around Coach Payton, Mickey, and Joe Vett and all, and Coach Spags, it was just like, it felt right. It was family. And then before I made my decision, I sit there and I called Harp, called Will, and those guys, were very receptive, talked to me, and it's like, hey, we need you. Come be a part of something great, and, I'm excited to be here.
In order to be a great signal caller, and in order to be a great teammate, you got to put the needs of your teammates above yourself. And that's what Jonathan did a great job of. And that's what I see Curtis doing now. He puts himself into the toughest positions to take the burden off his teammates. And that earns the respect of his teammates.
Chamberlain is new to the Saints, but not new to his defensive coordinator, playing for Rams head coach and new Saints defensive leader, Steve Spagnuolo.
In my mind, it was a great fit just because coming to a place like New Orleans, you got an established offense, one of the best in the league. And then coming to a system that I've been in for 4 years. Just makes the transition easy on my part, and excited to be a part of it.
Hawthorne comes from Seattle, where he spent 4 years playing for the Seahawks, and he's coming off his most productive year in the Pacific Northwest with 115 tackles and 3 picks.
I'm just a guy who leaves it out there. I'm willing to sacrifice and do what it takes. And that's why I've been one of those guys who play multiple positions, and plug me anywhere, and wherever I'm at, I'm studying and I'm preparing to be the best at that position.
Now, Joe Vett said early on in OTAs of his linebacking core that 1 through 7, every one of these guys could start somewhere in the NFL. So this group could be deeper, even if they are without their biggest star. For the Saints off-season wrap-up, I'm Paul Boron. Now let's get back to Turtle Bay and Eric Richey.
Paul, thanks. Much more to come here in this special Saints off-season wrap-up show to come. We're at Turtle Bay and Bourbon Street. When we return...
It was just a freak accident, and I'm feeling good, I'm better, and I just can't wait to get everything going.
For the first time on camera, Pierre Thomas discusses the devastating hit he took in San Francisco in the playoffs to end his season. It's our Saints off-season wrap-up special from Turtle Bay, 615 Bourbon Street. It's time for a TV timeout, brought to you by AMP, your local one-stop shop for all your print, promotional, and marketing needs. Choose local, choose AMP. Looking for something unique in Japanese cuisine? You need to try Taste of Tokyo. All of our sushi is made fresh, using nothing but the best ingredients. Taste of Tokyo offers a relaxed, casual atmosphere where you can dine with family and friends and enjoy high-quality products at sensible prices. Taste of Tokyo, 1972 Ormond Boulevard in Destrehan, and our new location in River Ridge on Jefferson Highway.
There's not a person in New Orleans that can tell you they ever thought the Saints would win the Super Bowl. We all hoped. Oh, we went through everything. We went through the Aints, we went through the Dome Patrol, and then finally Peyton coming in and doing it the right way and winning. NFC Championship. Are you kidding me? We took it to them. Super Bowl, Porter returns for a touchdown. We win. Every time I see a commercial when they bring up the Saints winning the Super Bowl, I still get goosebumps.
Welcome back. The Saints lost one of the best interior linemen in the game when Carl Nix signed with Tampa Bay, but his replacement is also a Pro Bowler. Ben Grubbs, a free agent signee from the Ravens, will take over at left guard.
I'm not trying to be like Carl, I'm my own man. I think it worked out pretty good so far, so I'm just trying to be like Ben Grubbs. I know what I expect from myself. I set my standards high, and I think I bring a lot to this team. So I'm just trying to gain everybody's respect and learn the plays, learn the technique, and when that ball snaps, go to work.
John, I remember him in Alabama, covering him when he played for the Auburn Tigers, was a ferocious interior lineman. He's more soft-spoken, doesn't say a lot, but he is brutal on the football field.
Oh, I feel it's an even swap. I think you lose a guy, you gain a guy. Both of them are all pros. I mean, let's be honest right now. Those two guys, without having glasses on, seeing who they are, they both play the same. One's a little bit better drive blocker, maybe the other one's a little bit better pass blocker. I don't think the Saints lose anything right now. They got an all-pro for an all-pro.
One of the highlights of the offseason for the Houdat Nation and even for us in the media is that Heath Evans' annual softball showdown at Zephyr Field. For us, it was our first chance to talk to Pierre Thomas since that brutal hit he took in the opening series in San Francisco in the playoff loss.
I was great that whole game. As soon as I got out the field, you know, I was cool. Like 15 minutes, I was straight, but I couldn't go back out, you know. It was the rules. I didn't make the rules. I was okay. I really wanted to play, but that was the rules. Once I go in, I can't come back out. Just to be back at it with my guys, with my teammates, you know, and just entering my season like that, it hurt me, you know. It was a freak hit. I can't say it was an illegal hit. I mean, I put my head down and his head was right there, so, I mean, it was just like a coincidence, you know. I'm surprised it don't happen often to a lot of guys, you know, especially if you're a receiver or a running back, because it's a fast-paced game. You never know how a defender's going to put his head or how you're going to put your head. You're not thinking about that, you know. So all it was just a freak accident, and you know, I'm feeling good, I'm better, and I just can't wait to get everything going.
Back alongside John Fourcade, let's take a look now at the rookies. No first-round pick due to the Mark Ingram trade, no second-round pick because of Bountygate, but still some impact players in the draft, John.
Well, they picked up Akeem Hicks, a young man. They think that they're going to develop. He will not probably play that much this season. If he does, I'll be shocked. He's a guy they're going to develop, bring him along slowly. He might be a couple of years away. Toon is the main guy. I think he might step in and play this year. That'll be Nick Toon, son of Al Toon, former all-everything New York Jets. I think this guy's going to be a player for the New Orleans Saints. The other guy they're talking about is Corey White, a safety who's 6'1", 205, fifth-round pick out of Sanford, not Stanford, Sanford. That's in Alabama, small school. I think you'll see this guy come along slowly, but surely you'll see him get some playing time as well. I like these picks, but it's also a reach pick for these guys.
With no first-round pick because of the Mark Ingram trade, no second-round pick because of the bounty, here is the Saints' highest draft pick this year, defensive tackle Akeem Hicks. And so far, so good.
Well, with Hicks, you can see that he's big, he's mobile, he can run, he can change gears, he's got good body control and balance. So, yeah, I mean, we're really excited. But listen, we're going to put the pads on, and that's what's going to define him.
It's been awesome. It's just been a really big learning experience. I feel like every day we come out here, you pick up something new, and you learn how to do something a little bit better. So it's just been a progression and enjoying it.
So not only is Hicks getting used to life in the NFL, but the adjustment with the climate as well. Here in New Orleans, just a tad different than where he went to college at the University of Regina in Saskatchewan, Canada.
It was cold, but it was a really good experience, and the people up there were great to me, and I'll always have love for them in every way possible. I'm a part of the Houdat Nation now, but I'm definitely ready to play.
The Saints' fourth-round pick, Nick Toon, is trying to fit into a talented veteran receiving corps. He says he's learning from them, but also getting advice from an even better source, his dad, Al, who had an 8-year career with the Jets.
It was very exciting for him. I think it's surreal for me, and I think it's surreal for him as well. We haven't talked about it much, but you know, just come in, work hard, do what you do, which my job is to go out there and catch the ball and make plays. So when the ball comes my way, I'm going to do everything in my power to catch it, and when it doesn't, you know, I'm going to help whoever does have the ball in their hands get as many yards as they can.
While Toon comes from a football family and a football powerhouse in Wisconsin, Corey White comes to the Saints from tiny Sanford University, but ready to fit in.
He played at a small school, so you don't know what you're getting there, and that's not a knock on the small schools, but these other guys that have played at the big schools and the big competition, you kind of know what you're getting. But Corey has picked it up well. He's playing two positions, corner and the nickel. Hasn't missed a beat. I like the way he works.
Well, first, I'm a humble, quiet guy. You know, I'm not gonna say much. I'm gonna do all my work, you know, on the field. I'm real quiet, so I'm gonna do it that way. I'm versatile. You know, I can play corner. You know, come inside, play nickel. I can even play safety a little bit. And I would say that was my main strength coming out of college. You know, I can play all three positions in the secondary.
It's time for a TV timeout, brought to you by AMP, your local one-stop shop for all your print, promotional, and marketing needs. Choose local, choose AMP.
What happened to her should have never happened. Because others made mistakes, Connie's life will never be the same. Some wrongs can't be made right. But I choose these cases because these people deserve my focus, energy, and experience. The last thing my clients need to worry about is a crippled financial future. It's my job to see that they don't.
Turtle Bay, now at 2 great locations, 615 Bourbon and 1119 Decatur. Get shell-shocked with our super strong concoction, the Turtle. Plenty of high-def TVs inside and in our spacious courtyard. The best Cajun Zydeco music in the French Quarter nightly, featuring Waylon and Jimmy Thibodeau. And don't forget about our great food with huge hand-cut ribeye steaks and fresh half-pound burgers. Get shell-shocked at Turtle Bay.
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort, Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
For AC units, it's the
ESA.
Energy Savings Agreement.
You get 2 cleanings a year. Also with that, you get a 15% discount on any repairs you may need, and you get priority service, which to me is the most important thing.
Comfort Club.
Which also includes
EPP.
Electrical Protection Plan.
We go through your panel and check all your breakers, check everything, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of electrical fire in your home.
Comfort Club.
And for your generators,
GMP.
Generator Maintenance Program.
We go through, we change the oil, we change filters. When the storm comes, your generator's up and ready to kick on for you.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating and just ask for
Comfort Club.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, handsome Hartley. Happy birthday to you.
a happy birthday for sure for Garrett Hartley. Welcome back to the show. Eric Richey alongside John Fourcade, Amanda Shaw belting it out. And for Garrett Hartley, back in the mix. They've also re-signed John Casey. That'll be one interesting battle to watch once training camp starts.
I would love to have somebody sing happy birthday to me. Not you, though, Eric. Hey, it's going to be
No
a battle
chance.
for the kickers this season. I guarantee you, you get the old man still kicking strong, and you got the young puppy coming up. Hopefully he stays healthy. Garrett Hartley, you know what he's done. He's won a Super Bowl ring with the New Orleans Saints because he was true blue to them when they won it in Minnesota to take them to the Super Bowl. That's a good plus to have on this football team. Plus, John coming back this season. If he can do what he did last season, it's going to be a battle of the kickers, and it's going to be a great battle to watch this upcoming season. Not the offseason, but the coming season for training camp.
We've already heard earlier in the show about Chase Daniel injuring his thumb on a pass in the last week of OTAs. You heard Joe Vitt say that nothing to be alarmed at. He should be just fine. So in lieu of no Drew Brees, let's hear from the man who's been taking over the offense during minicamp and OTAs, Chase Daniel.
It's been fun. I mean, how often do you get the keys to a Ferrari type offense, you know, as Drew would call it? But you know, I'm making the most out of my opportunity. I feel like I'm running the huddle well, getting in and out of the huddle, finding the open guys. Yeah, of course there's going to be some misses, but you know, we're not all Drew Brees. I'm trying to be myself and go out there and compete day in and day out, and show them that I can run this huddle.
The ball's not on the ground. The quarterback center exchange has been phenomenal. He's operating within the system and the parameters. I think his ball location gets better and better every practice. He opens up our team period today with a 40-yard strike to Dave Thomas. So, hey, Chase is progressing and making the most out of this opportunity.
Chase is doing a good job of getting in there and taking control of this huddle and taking control of this offense because he knows that's the role a quarterback needs to have. You know, I think he's doing a good job of stepping in.
And you can see, you know, he makes some throws and he gets excited back there, but he can't get too excited. I mean, one play is one play, and this is OTAs. But, you know, the more and more we see him, the more we like him. And, you know, I think the sky's the limit.
This is my 4th year going into the league. And without our starting quarterback, you know, right here, it sort of falls into my lap, and I'm more than happy to do it, and I feel like I'm doing a good job and just getting more and more comfortable day in and day out.
Daniel continues to stay in close contact with Brees with phone calls after almost every practice. That is beneficial for both.
he just likes to know what's going on, and I like to just not necessarily bounce ideas off him, but just to tell him, hey, this is what the defense put in today. We ran this play versus this coverage. Hey, we had to slide our protection this way versus that. And it's like speaking a different language to most people, but to me and him, it's in and out, and it's awesome. He enjoys it, and I can bounce some stuff off him too.
It's time for a TV timeout, brought to you by AMP, your local one-stop shop for all your print, promotional, and marketing needs. Choose local, choose AMP. Closed captioning for the Saints off-season wrap-up show is brought to you by Taste of Tokyo, Japanese cuisine and sushi bar in Destrehan, and now also in River Ridge.
It's a whole lot better for planned service than it is for demand service.
That's why at Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating, we've developed a unique umbrella for our customers known simply as
Comfort Club.
For AC units, it's the
ESA.
Energy Savings Agreement.
You get 2 cleanings a year. Also with that, you get a 15% discount on any repairs you may need, and you get priority service, which to me is the most important thing.
Comfort Club.
Which also includes
EPP.
Electrical Protection Plan.
We go through your panel and check all your breakers, check everything, make sure everything looks good. That way you don't have to worry about any kind of electrical fire in your home.
Comfort Club.
And for your generators,
GMP.
Generator Maintenance Program.
We go through, we change the oil, we change filters. When a storm comes, your generator's up and ready to kick on for you.
We're what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and we guarantee that satisfaction 100%.
Now's the time to call Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating and just ask for
Comfort Club.
Looking for something unique in Japanese cuisine? You need to try Taste of Tokyo. All of our sushi is made fresh, using nothing but the best ingredients. Taste of Tokyo offers a relaxed, casual atmosphere where you can dine with family and friends and enjoy high-quality products at sensible prices. Taste of Tokyo, 1972 Ormond Boulevard in Destrehan, and our new location in River Ridge on Jefferson Highway. Brock's Automotive and Tire Center is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's needs. Our experienced certified auto techs offer full service on all makes and models, alignment, state inspections and brake tags, and a major selection of tires. For complete state-of-the-art auto repairs, AC work, and computer diagnostics, we're right along the river in Reserve. Brock's Automotive and Tire Center with 24-hour towing service. From one generation to the next. One more good reason to go to Turtle Bay, they have all the major sports packages, including UFC fights on HD TVs in every direction. This Saints off-season wrap-up special has been brought to you by Cajun Comfort Electrical Air Conditioning and Heating, what satisfaction is supposed to feel like, and by New Orleans personal injury attorney Gibby Andre, bringing careless to justice, and by Turtle Bay Food and Spirit, 615 Bourbon Street. Come get shell-shocked with the Turtle. Eric Richey back here with the 1982 Senior Bowl MVP, John Fourcade. John, as a quarterback, you know it's all about what happens right there once you get that football. Drew Brees, we're less than a month away from being able to sign him for a long-term contract. Will this deal get done before training camp?
Well, Eric, I really believe it'll get done before training camp. I mean, Drew's got to understand something. It's more than just about Drew Brees. You got other players and a team to think about. This will get down to the last minute, the last hour, the last second. They'll get it done. Drew Brees will be here. I guarantee that he will be here. It'll be a good contract for Drew, good contract for the Saints. They'll have him here for 4 or 5 more years.
Well, that will do it for now. With or without Drew Brees, the Saints report to training camp July 26th, the first practice set for July 27th. That will do it for now. I'm Eric Richey alongside John Fourcade from Turtle Bay, 615 on Bourbon Street. Thanks so much for watching this special Saints off-season wrap-up show.
This team is weatherproof, you know, and it was built with the right type of players and the right coaching staff. From the front office ownership on down to handle the challenges ahead, and we've handled them before. We'll handle this one.
I would end with this. I think Sean would be very, very proud of his coaching staff. I think Sean would be very, very proud of the job that the support staff has done, from the trainers to the equipment men to our cinematographers. When Sean left here, there was one mandate: do your job, and these guys have done their jobs.